What's up, y'all, and thanks for stopping by the Surge T channel. I am Surge T, and this is my rundown and thoughts on NXT UK for the 26th of August, 2021. And it starts off with a banger, and that is the no DQ match between Aoife Valkerie and Jinny. And as she is doing her entrance theme that I love when she does it, but then Jinny has to jump Aoife. I'm like, come on, Jinny, I want to at least see my girl do her entrance, but it's kind of clever, kind of smart to get the jump, doing it before the bell, and then we see, I guess Jenny's trying to put Aoife in the cage, but then she takes care of Jenny for a bit, gets her out of the way, and then she proceeds to beat on Joseph Connors and throws his ass into the cage and locks it, and there he is, and that's where he's going to be for the duration of the match. Now, Valkyrie's putting the screws to Jinny, beating her up and making her feel all the pain. But Jinny comes back and gets Valkyrie set up to go through a table on the outside. The table that Valkyrie is the one who set up initially. And actually, both women have that in mind. But Aoife sets her sights on Jinny, who is slumped on the table. And she comes down with a leg drop, but Jinny moves out of the way. And Valkyrie sends herself through the table, destroying it. Now, after Jinny is back in control, she gets that control and she hits the rolling liger kick inside the ring, only to get a near fall. And man, this match is insane and intense, and it goes back and forth. And at one point, Aoife delivers a sunset bomb, you know, because Jinny's the one that put her on the top turnbuckle, but then you're trying to do a superplex, but then Aoife does the sunset bomb, but then she happens is that you see her. They do the replay a couple times, and you see her right knee buckle. It kind of turns inwards. You know what I mean? Like it kind of when she landed, her right knee kind of went inward towards her other knee. And she slammed it down, but then she was still able to hit the power bomb. But there really wasn't much behind it because her knee buckled. But then the officials are in there, the medical staff, everything. But then Nigel or Andy said that she was cleared, and so they allowed her to continue the match. And with steel chair in her hand, she gets a hand on that steel chair. She proceeds to lay in shot after shot, and then Aoife Valkyrie slams Jinny. She does like a pump handle thing, and she slams her onto the chair, and she pins her 1, 2, 3. And I guess this is the the culmination of this match. This is the end. This is not all culmination of the match, but culmination of the feud, the rivalry. I'd like to see it go on a little bit longer, but what's the use? So what's the point when it really looks like it's a definitive, solution? It's a definitive, way to end this. And we'll see what happens next week. They might still want to go at it. Who knows? Now, Amel, she wants a rematch with Meiko Satomura. She steps up to the champ, and that's what the champ likes. You step up to her. And she also says that she is willing to go through Satomura's pet project, Emilia McKenzie, to get a championship match. And then McKenzie and Satomura look at each other. They're all smiles as if Satomura is saying to her protege, that's how I like it. I like someone to step up to me. And I really like Amel. I think she's really shown that she could do more than I seen her do in the beginning when I started watching her in NXT UK, and she really is something to look at when it comes to her style and her wrestling ability. She really is intense too. She yells and screams and stuff like that. So, I would like to see that match again, but maybe they'll have Amelia and Amel next week, and we'll see what that goes. They're both great competitors, great female wrestlers in NXT UK. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Now, Dragunov is the new NXT UK champion. He talks about how his pain that he felt in that match with Walter at Takeover 36, he said he took that and he turned it into sheer pride and honor. And his will and fist are his only weapons that he needs to take down anyone who wants to take his championship away. Long live the Czar. And I think I'm getting used to that little tagline there for him. You know what I mean? I mean, Walter wants to be the ring general. Why not him be the? Why not Ilya Dragunov be the Czar? You know. Now let's go to this. It's the opening round match in the Heritage Cup number one contender tournament. It's Oliver Carter versus Kenny Williams. I don't know why Kenny Williams thinks that. I think they were saying cockroach. I think they were saying that he was considering himself that. He also considers himself the scum of the earth. Like that's supposed to kind of make him a character. Oh, that's his thing. Like, oh, I'm the scum of the earth. Oh, I'm the thing. It doesn't work. I mean, for me anyway. Great competitor. The guy's talented as fuck, but he's in there with Oliver Carter, who impressed me. I've seen a lot of things from Oliver Carter that I have not seen before. I'm used to him and was Ashton Smith together as a tag team, and they don't really put everything on display because they're doing a lot of tag team moves, a lot of things like that. But let's get into the round by round and see how it went. Now, the first round was no one. It was a draw. Nobody got a fall. And then the round two, it goes to Kenny Williams, who I still can't even consider. He ducked. He ducked a move by Oliver Carter. Oliver Carter bounced off the ropes, and then he was able to. Kenny Williams was able to turn it into a pinning combination, and so he got him, and he took the first fall. He's up 1-0, and then round three goes to Oliver Carter, and it's knotted up one apiece. And then the fourth round, it goes to Williams. He pulls the turnbuckle. Now he had the water bottle in his cradled in his next to his stomach there, away from the referee. He pulls the turnbuckle so that the ref will go get it, be distracted, and then he nails him with that. It looks like a silver water bottle. Maybe has more weight than a regular water bottle, and pretty much knocked Oliver Carter to the floor, to the mat, I should say, and he was able to pin him 1, 2, 3. Ashton Smith went right after him. He just slinked out of there. Kenny Williams did like a little weasel and a little rat that he is. And then next week he's going to be facing. Well, I don't know if it's next week, but he will be moving on to face Noam Dar in the semis. So that'll be a pretty good match. Both of these guys, they kind of have similar styles in that they're very very athletic. They're very devious and cunning, and they all have some amazing types of offensive moves. I think they complement each other. I think they have the same thing, but of course they have differences in the sense that that'll give them the advantage over the other. But I'm looking forward to that match. We'll see what's going on with that. Now Nina Samuels backstage, she goes to the office and she's trying to schmooze Sid Scala for a match, but she wants a match with Amel. But then what does she get? She gets Blair Davenport, and it's not the opponent she was looking for. As the door closes, and all you see is the door, and you just hear her scream. And I don't think it's a scream of joy or a scream of excitement because he got the match with Blair Davenport. Who wants Blair Davenport? Who wants to face her when that girl can systematically, tear you apart? She can, she's pretty damn good in that ring. And I don't know who was it, Andy or it was what do you call it, Nigel McGuinness. They go, oh, it was Nigel McGuinness. He said, oh, she's like screaming for joy. And I go, no, she wasn't screaming for joy there, Nigel. She pretty much did not get what she wanted. So we'll see what happens with that match. And I'm just I like both girls. I like both of them. Nina Samuels can go. She can go in the ring when she wants to. When she gets past that whole being the first lady of NXT UK, that girl can. Or was it the first lady? Leading lady. There you go, leading lady. And if she focuses, she's good in the ring. But let's see how she does against Blair Davenport. Now, here we go. Here we go with Isla Dawn. She's all smiles. And she has a watch from, I think that was Amelia McKenzie. And then she has Danny Luna's hair, and she even runs the hair through her mouth, runs it over her tongue, And she puts it in this thing. It looks like the Necromonicon from this book, from, what do you call it? From Evil Dead. And she has it covered with twigs. And I guess that's her thing, because it's like, even though she loses, she gets a souvenir or something from an opponent, and then I don't know what she's gonna do with those things. But she is into Wiccan. I call her the Wicked Witch of NXT UK. I think Nigel McGuinness called her that, or somebody called her that, but I guess I just it just popped into my head. But I don't know, man. We'll see what's that's all about. What's all about? But move on, and Tillman and Nathan Frazier is going to face off in the next match in the Heritage Cup number one contenders match. That'll be a very very good match. Nathan Frazier is someone who I can see him in the finals. I could see him, facing either Noam Dar or Kenny Williams. I hope he wins because he deserves it. He's a guy who you see him, and every time he's in the ring, he leaves it out there. He's somebody who you could definitely pull for, and you could definitely you know back him up, back him, and want to be a fan because he really does have a lot of talent, a lot of athleticism on his part, and I've always been you know. I admire him in the ring. I always like every time I see him, it's like he's so good in the ring. So let's see how he does. It's Tealman. Tealman, that's still to me is an odd name, weird name, but the guy can go. He talked about how he cares only thing about his family, but the only thing you see is Rohan Raja, right? And then when he talks to it's all about what's his name? It's all about Nathan Frazier. He says he has a family. He probably has a family, wife, kids, mom and dad, whatever. And Nathan Frazier talks about his family, and it's only one guy, Raja. I mean, that's your family, But hey, whatever, Consider anybody your family, But see what goes on with that when that match, takes place. And now the main event is knockout or submission. The only way that Joe Coffey or Rampage Brown can win this match, and both men are throwing caution to the wind. As Coffey nearly crashes and burns as he dives over the barricade. He tries to do a dive over the barricade, and you know how we've seen it before, where someone's foot catches sometimes it's in the ropes when they try to do a dive over, and then what it does is that of course it's going to stop your momentum and it's going to make you just crash down. Luckily Rampage Brown was right there, so he kind of broke his fall because he could have slammed face first into this was going to the outside of the barricade where it's not really padded, you know but then you know Rampage Brown, he dives over the barricade to the inside of the ring. I mean, from the outside of the barricade to the inside, and he hits the shoulder block on the Iron King, and he actually cleared the barricade. And the dude weighs about 25 pounds more than Joe Coffey. And I was thinking about Joe Coffey. The guy is 230 pounds, so that's the reason why he's got a lot of quickness and a lot of athleticism on his side. But I'm not counting out Rampage Brown, 255. But the guy was flying. The guy was doing all these moves that it's like the guy's 255. How could he do that? It's much like he looks like moving like a cruiserweight. But that's what's great about these big guys. A lot of them can move, and they got a lot of athleticism, and they got a lot of flexibility and all that. That they can go in the ring. Now, Coffey's hand is injured, and Brown's back can't be feeling too good. He's put into a Boston Crab by the Iron King, and then Joe Coffey's hand and Joe's arm, the left one to be exact, is getting worked over. And damn, this match is physical and brutal. And it's to be expected because of how these guys wrestle. Their wrestling style, it ain't pretty, but it's damn near, it's damn call it brutal, absolute brutality. I mean, I gotta say is that if no one is into this match or not give these two blokes the respect they deserve, you don't know jack about what true brutality is. This guy's really put it out there. It's not just a whole thing of this show. Let's just throw all these haymakers and brutally powerful moves and all this stuff just to get a rise out of people. They seriously are like, they're like chefs in the fucking kitchen. They're like guys that know how to put this shit together. They know how to really connect with these moves. It's not pretty to watch, especially it's not pretty on the opponents because they gotta receive those clotheslines, and there's power bombs and suplexes and gut wrench and all these other moves that would just put out a normal human being. And Like I say, Joe Coffey, he hits that moonsault picture perfectly. You know, it's like he goes from the second turnbuckle to the top turnbuckle, and he connects on Rampage Brown, and then Brown, hits a shoulder block from the turnbuckle. Just like these guys are 230, 255 at the move, so effortlessly, fast, quick, you know. And these guys have been in the business for a while, but they still have that ability and energy, just like as if they when they started, out in wrestling. Rampage Brown's 20 plus years now in the industry, and I'm sure Joel Coffey is not too far behind that. And these guys still go. And they were having these chants earlier of NXT, and I've never agreed with that because they're not NXT. Yeah, they're NXT UK, but then I heard UK chants hanging, ringing out, and I think that's better than the NXT chants because UK gives NXT UK its identity. If you say UK, UK, that's what they were doing. That's the chants that I heard. That sounds better because you say NXT, NXT. We're not watching NXT because you just think about NXT if you say that if you just chant NXT. It would be too much to say NXT UK, NXT UK. That'd be a bit much. But yeah, and that was cool that they did that. Now, no mercy. We're gonna finish this. Says Joe Coffey as him and Rampage Brown are on the mat, and they're pretty much back to back, and they're just like talking to each other. And I heard him more than Brown. And the fists fly, and both men are knocked to the mat. And then Coffey hits a flying headbutt in the corner, connecting under the chest and of Rampage Brown. And then he follows that up with a spinning lariat. But then Brown puts together a series of power moves, and you know gets him to the ground, Joe Coffey, and then he just grounds and pounds and over again until Joe Coffey, you know, the referee lifts his arm, drops it, and that was it. Calls the match, and Rampage Brown wins by KO or submission. Because when they pick it up and drop it, it's usually like a submission. But of course, in this case, definitely was a knockout. And I gotta tell you, at the end, both men fist bump and show that there's a mutual respect between these two tough SOBs, man. I'm telling you, between the Walter and Dragunov first match and even the first match of this evening, which was the no DQ match between Aoife Valkerie and Jinny, man, I'm telling you, the men and the women are tough. And like I always say, y'all have to check out NXT UK. You know, I would think that if those of you who watch my video, is because you want to see what I think about NXT UK. So apparently you guys watched it. But if you watch it and you like it, tell your friend, tell somebody. If they want to watch good wrestling, watch this. There was even "This is wrestling" chants coming out. Vince McMahon is still in charge of WWE. NXT UK is part of WWE. But then there's people saying that and he hates the term wrestling. So don't know what that was about. I know that they're just piping in chants. I think there are people there, but you don't see them. And I was just thinking to myself, the reason why maybe that there's no, what do you call it? No audience there, because I think the UK right now, they're pretty strict. I mean, in the past anyway, about letting people gather in places. Their COVID thing there is pretty strict. Don't know if it's still like that, but maybe that's the reason why it's like that. But anyway, I enjoyed it, and hopefully y'all enjoyed NXT UK. I know I did. Hopefully you enjoyed my video. And well, that's that. So for those of you who stopped by and checked out my video, I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.